这个叫 reaching for petals 是吧？那么直译成什么？是到达花瓣，而寻找花瓣。看起来好像挺悠闲的，实际上就挺悠闲。现在可能乱七八糟什么表面上搞得跟轻松的《爱丽丝梦游仙境》一样，突然变成恐怖游戏，这种游戏挺多的。不过这个应该不算，应该只是冒险类，冒险探索，就是好像在大自然里寻宝类似的感觉吧。好像是能用这手柄的，没问题吧？应该算是比较悠闲的游戏吧，也是趁打折的时候买的。Chapter Memory One 就有了，Memory Two、Memory Three，现在就 Chapter One 是吧？Loading，原价好像也就20块吧，还是说再高一点点？因为一共就没多久，可能几个小时就能搞定。你刚刚都看到了，一共就4张嘛，4张，然后3个 memory，它那个手柄应该是能用的嘛，能用手柄用手柄啊，我不想用这个手搭在桌子上按这个键盘，因为别的游戏按键盘按太多了。Loading 时间倒挺长的。Blue Entropy Studios presents Reaching for Petals。好，来了。它这个切换的时候，转的时候还是觉得有点这个晃眼的。看最好不要乱切换了，怎么跑来着？
These woods are an example of what can be accomplished without man's interference. This forest, away from any town or communal society, is as untouched by man as any mass of green can be. It would be easy to mistake an area like this as a place of solitude and silence. That is not the truth. Here, there is no substantial evidence of civilization, but that does not mean it is without life. Wind and water fill the amphitheater with motion and meaning. Endless chatter of woodland beings permeates within this arborous cathedral. These are not idle conversations. It is an opera, a symphony, a concerto of unification, perfectly executed by design. There is no explanation for how these beings coexist. There is no reason to know why. Within these trees, among these streams, life is. And that is good enough.
不能过去了。不按的话是走路，慢走。按一个按键可以变得走得快这么一点点，因为这个不是恐怖游戏，不是会莫名其妙突然后面出来一个女鬼来追你，画面一黑，应该不是这种类型。一时半会我还没听出来他这个算是英式英语还是美式英语，后面想了想，应该还算是美式。最容易分辨一点不就是这个连音吗？他刚刚连音读的不是很多，但你仔细一听，其实还是偏美音。
Nature is not entirely benevolent.
The nature.
And yet, this does not take away from its beauty. Animals are hunted and eaten alive, with no knowing of anything outside of this forsaken wood. Human life is very much the same. Every day is lived knowing that any moment could be your last. But it is assumed that now is not that moment. Today is not that day. There is a desire to strive for significance. But in the end, every day ends just the same. These vicious beings live doing what they must do to survive, even if it means the end of another creature's life. Does this make them any different than the small rodent
哦，这样就死了是吧？
burrowing its home
成就已
within
解
the
锁八级
confines of a
哦，
tree
不能掉下
to
去了。
seek shelter
我靠
from the outside world?
怎么突然开始有？
Even something as beautiful as a flower
我以为你就讲
can be
故事呢，怎么
subjected
突然开始变成
draining
游戏
the
了？
essence of other greenery to stand a little bit taller and glow a little bit brighter. There is a cruelty in nature that brings about destruction. And yet, this forest still stands. Life carries
你
on,
跳下去会怎么样？
even if it's not the life
这里居然能跳下去，
before.
要重来是吧？哦，这个就是贤者游戏，贤者游戏适合睡前放松用的。就是现在这个阶段稍微有点辣眼睛啊，毕竟也是小本制作，你要看远处的树的话，还是有点刺眼。这里光线比较亮，是应该叫对比度比较高是吧？但 BGM 跟这个叙事人的语气是绝对适合催眠的。两条路，就是走啊，走到结束应该就差不多了。我一直以为他跳不过去的，对吧？跳不过去的，很多时候你以为有岔路，其实没有岔路的，没想到居然能掉下去。
At the heart of the forest lies a massive, ever-reaching oak, as large as a hill upon a mountain, standing alone and apart from the rest of the forest, encircled by still water. The trunk of the behemoth is impossibly thick, able to withstand the elements for the centuries it has stood here. The stoic branches do not sway like the other trees within the wind. Night is everlasting beneath the countless branches. No light permeates the endless leaves. There is one thing that this beast of a structure exacts more than any other being on this planet. It endures. It endures the frost of the winter, the storms of the spring, the scorch of the summer, and the collapse of autumn. It endures the loneliness from being different and unyielding. The tree grows taller and stronger with each year, but never closer to the others that surround it. The other trees live, and they will surely die. But this monolith remains to stand the test of time.
这肯定上不去了，只能上去。咦，刚刚这个木头神了，我操，这木头还能被你踩下来呢？刚刚角度应该不是这样的。那你据说每个 chapter 还有一个隐藏的东西，它应该只有一个，能跳过去吗？哦，还能跳过去。这种森林看似美好，也就现在了。等天色一暗，你没有做好野外准备的话，你就会死在这儿，因为什么光线都没有。
Streams cut into the wooded area like capillaries, carrying the essence of life from the top of the hills to all the organs of the forest. The streams swiftly scour the mountainside to ensure the continuation of this Eden, ceaselessly palpitating the blood of the earth.
快到了。
Unlike a standard circulatory system, the cycle of this network of vitality does not return to its source. It only travels downward into the endless expanse of the sea, to nevertheless return as droplets in the rain. Following the streams is a sure way to reach the colossal peak, if one were not to worry about the definitiveness of gravity. There is only one way to reach that height so directly, and it requires wings. Without a transport of such convenience, one must move onward into the dense arteries of the mountain, where the sun is no longer your companion, and the loneliness truly sets in. The dark takes over, and there is nowhere else but forward. There is no more going back.
应该不仅仅是催眠嘛，肯定还会有什么剧情的。不过才刚开始，这个就是适合休闲。正确的路应该从那个吊桥过去了。凭我的直觉，这小屋可能会有什么东西。先来看一下 ，K 加 R，K 加 R 什么意思啊 ？K 加 R。K 加 R 这样吗？按键吗 ？K 加 R 不懂啊 ，K 加 R 什么意思啊？这个我觉得手机上可能会反而会看得舒服一点，屏幕越大越会辣眼睛。K 加 R 还是 L 加 R 呢？不懂了，这就先不去管它了，到时候再回来呗。它有个那个 secret 的介绍怎么样的来着 ？secret 的介绍叫 collect all four hidden notebooks within the chapters。No hidden notebooks 啊，那可能还真的。这真的就是 K 加 R， 问题这 K 加 R 怎么按呢？它没有别的按钮能按，一共就那几个按钮啊 ，interact， 还有 interact 哦，左键可以 interact， 靠，这我还真不知道。Pause，jog work 肯定没有问题 ，click work。等一下，我试一下 ，interact， 这个键是 interact， 这跳。不躲的话可以跳上去，躲了就跳不上去。这个毕竟不是动作游戏。说20块钱的游戏，你要跟人家200多的大作比，肯定是不行的。不行啊！没用啊！这写的 K 加肯定是有意义的。K 加 interact， 新的还没出来吧？走吧。我操！刺激！能钻过去吗？居然可以，不行啊！切换视角这个不够 smooth， 感觉还没怪物猎人 smooth。我因为画质要高很多，相对会好一点。啊，我指的是怪物猎人4G， 这个没了吧？可能就是裸画了吧？他说 reaching for petals， 对吧？这就是 petals， 这不就是莲花吗？是莲花吗 ？interact 是吧 ？loading reaching for petals。loading 的时间还是有点长的。这样啊 ，Chapter 1居然结束了是吧？哎，怎么回来了？啊，做梦是吧？我靠，还有现实线的部分呢。 一会儿继续了是吧？等啊，可以 return to title 了。我现在看一下吧。这不是 notebook 吗？不过它是 within chapter， 这应该没有 chapter， 这就是现实世界了，应该是。刚刚那种应该是梦境世界，它也不能检索。RHTV。卧室里装了，childhood. These are the memories of a young man reflecting upon the most cherished stages of his life, filled with love that transcends the ages of youth into something far beyond. Your name is Kai. Your life's greatest moments are those spent with your darling Rani. She is the dawn of everything. Her power to fill your life with magnificence is as sure as the morning's first illumination, but as every sun rises, so too must it set. Childhood. The first lasting memory shared between the beloved begins at the age of innocence. Budding laughter fills the air throughout the schoolyard. It is here where the story truly begins, with a fateful meeting between two preordained to journey the winkles of life and love. The two are initiated through a common companion atop a gilded hill surrounded by giant greenery. The sun is high and the air is warm, like any other summer day, but there would not be any other day. Not again. In an instant, everything changed. 发生了什么事？ You look up and separate her brilliance from the sun. Rani sparks the kindling of your soul with a shy smile, and her radiant eyes, vibrantly glistening in the light. Your capability for love has only just now been awoken. Your chest is heavy, breathing is difficult, time stands still. You've stood silent for a few moments. Oh shit! 这还有选项呢。You stood silent for a few moments, not noticing her outreached hand. Her smile becomes slightly perplexed. Perplexed 这个词是有点迷惑的意思吗？这感觉跟在某本书里背过。Responded quickly, react slowly, outreached slowly. You lower your gaze to her inviting hand, noticing her homemade bracelet. After taking a deep breath, you reach for her hand a little overconfidently, making your nerves apparent. You introduce yourself as the new kid who just moved into the town and comment on her crafting capabilities. You tell your new friend and you draw in your free time. Rani thanks you for noticing her bracelet and shares the process she took to create the accessory. She states you are much more proper than she expected. You are not sure how to feel about this. Maybe you should have done something funny instead of playing it cool. You both continue to discuss your art and how you enjoy spending your free time. You both get along swimmingly for a couple of introverted kids. There isn't much time left for recreational activities, but Rani wants to take you to her favorite spot in the wooded heaven. Between two trees is a large enough of a break between the greenery to notice a well-traveled trail into the forest. She looks as if she wants you to follow her further along the path. You are nervous about getting too far away from the school and getting in trouble, but you don't want to disappoint your new friend. Go into the woods. Shyly decline her offer. 这个是左边。Skipping and smiling, you both prepare to go on a woodland adventure, but are caught by your teacher before you can get too far. He was calling for the two of you to come back into the schoolhouse. Even though you were both scolded, you look at each other with gleeful grins. She tells you that you will go further next time. You hear her whisper something about a mountain. 哦，这样直接下不了去了是吧？我都没有调查别的东西啊，这应该可以调查了吧？这样就直接下不了去了。啊，先掐一下吧。Chapter 1，读一部分啊，地方不一样了，读一部分故事，然后再进行一部分是吧 ？Return to title 应该可以的吧？ 小本经营很有可能出现 bug 的。我现在没动啊，是卡了吗？可能要等一会儿。哦，可以回来了。这个地方不能用控制是吧 ？Start game。啊，果然，这叫 memory 是吧 ？Memory one。啊，这就是那个 bracelet 是吧？这我猜那个什么 Ranick 应该已经不是 sunset 嘛，应该已经那个了吧？还是幼训染，刚刚搬过来的时候认识。这个连英文不错，不能把这东西啊，不能 react with 这个 bracelet 如果 react 就没了，就结束了。能出去吗？不能出去。其他呢？不要离得太近，看来不行了，可能只能 react with 那个什么？哎，天黑了吗？还是？仔细观察细节。我这样的话，意思就是我没有发现那个 secret fire 是吧？有吗？并没有啊 ，hidden notebooks， 这 notebook 在哪儿啊？这到时候一起捡好了。没什么东西，它就是一个故事啊，其实就是一个短篇故事啊。靠近了它会亮的，亮了就说明可以 react， 懂了，跟那朵花是有点像的。这个房间很明显就是欧美人房间，因为现在很多年轻人亚洲人在房间里是不会背电视的，他甚至可以背电脑，但不会背电视。电视是可有可无的，我就这么想的。但对欧美人来说，电视是必不可缺，他一定会有台电视，不管是男的女的，有文化差异。Look ，Return to title。我暂时不去看任何的攻略，等4章结束，故事完全结束了，然后最后画一期啊，这个时间应该不会很长，最后画一期来把所有的那个 file 找到。OK， 先这样。